let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is an actual Justice Warrior video.
It's one of those times where do I take the chance or not? And I figured in this situation, taking the chance with a bigger, how should I say, mallet over his head, because point blank is I'll deliver the consequences if he screws this up.
So that was Franklin County Judge Michael Holbrook, a white-guilted, idiotic judge who saw a repeat offender who is a member of the Kia Boys for multiple different Grand Theft Autos.
Oh, yo, the Kia Boys, yo. Yo, okay, for those of you that don't know, because you're not, like, okay, so, like, there's only two kinds of people that know about this shit, okay? There's people like him, and there's people like me, okay? And, anyway, I know about the Kia Boys because I just think it's fucking funny, okay? Yes, it's terrible, yes, it's, like, property destruction, and yes, like, it does kind of suck, okay? I mean, it does suck just objectively. Like, people lose their cars, and it's sad. I don't want people to have their property stolen. I don't want people to lose, especially a car. Like, you know, a car is a huge investment for most people. Even a fucking cheap ass Kia is like, and they are cheap, okay, but like even a Kia is like unironically, like, you know, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a regular person. But that being said, what the Kia Boys do is very, very entertaining. And a few months ago, they were like catching a lot of headlines and stuff, or maybe it was more like a year and a half ago or something. But basically, what they do is so Kias are, like I said, they're pretty cheap, and they're easy. I guess they're easier to like break into and hotwire. But what they do is they just steal them, and then they, like, do donuts and shit. They do crazy shit, running all up on the curb, okay, fucking, like, just like, doing crazy shit, just driving around. Extremely dangerous. I'm pretty sure people have died because of this shit. And it's like, yeah, it's inexcusable, okay? You should never, like, you should never drive a vehicle like that, period, but, or at least not on, like, public roads. But anyway, that, like, even beside the property theft, it's wrong, okay? Like, I acknowledge that. But anyway, it is also pretty fucking funny. And anyway, it's a topic that I like to talk about, the Kia Boys, because it is entirely preventable. Like, you look at the videos of these kids, and they are kids, okay? They're not like grown adults. You watch videos of them. They are children. They are bored. Okay, they're doing this shit not for money. They're not like taking the cars and then like flipping them, selling them on the black market or something. They're not using them for business ventures or like transportation. They are literally just doing it because they're bored. Because they're bored. They steal a car. They're bored and they say, "Let's go steal a car and drive crazy." Okay, that is their entertainment, and it is also entertaining to me as well to watch it, as crazy and dangerous as it is. But anyway, this is entirely preventable because all you need to do to stop crimes like this, to stop youthful offenders like this, is to give them after-school programs. That's it. Okay, but so you see, they cut the after-school programs. They cut them. And then that's when this shit started happening. And it's not a fucking coincidence. If you give kids something to do after school, turns out that shockingly, they won't be committing crimes like this after school. They'll be like doing arts and crafts or band or some shit or football or like a sport. Okay, so just give them opportunities. Give them after school activities. That is it. That is all you have to do to stop shit like this. But Republicans, they don't want to do that. They want to cut the Department of Education, which, of course, will eliminate all after-school programs across the country. And even more than they already have. Like, we've already had a ton of after-school programs cut. And then you're seeing shit like this happen. And it's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? I don't know. Could be any reason. Could be any reason.
Sorts of other crimes, and decided that he was going to give shock probation, much in the same way that this previous judge that we recently released a video on decided to go with shock probation, and of course was immediately.
I mean, look. If nobody got hurt, it's a non-violent offense. he's probably a first timer. You know, even if it's like his second time being in the system. Like, I don't know. Probation for a crime like this is just not that insane. Like you're telling me you want a child that committed Grand Theft Auto. Okay, I'm not saying it's not a serious crime, okay, but like you're saying you want a child who committed Grand Theft Auto to go to prison for what, years? For like 10 years? Is that how long? Like what is, if that's not an adequate punishment, tell me what is. Tell me what is, man.
With that man kidnapping people, stabbing one of them, and trying to initiate a bank
my
robbery.
bad.
Well, in this particular case, I'm happy to report that we have some kind of a happy ending. It appears that white guilt can only take you so far, and after this guy's 157th chance, the judge has finally decided enough is enough, and he dropped a serious sentence upon him. And this is what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this.
Why he decided to sentence a teen to community control instead of serving time behind bars. For years, 10 TV's Lacey Crisp has been warning you about the Kia Boys and how to keep your family and your property safe. Well, today, one of those Kia Boys was back in Judge Holbrook's courtroom, now facing a nearly decade-long sentencing, a shift in tone for those looking to steal cars.
So the local news presenter gives us an idea of what's been going on.
But he wasn't just stealing cars. That's my understanding, based off what they said just now. Wait, he did like a robbery? He did like an armed robbery? Like, okay, like, yeah, those are more serious offenses that may warrant jail time. Still, though, if he's a first-time offender, I'd say it is lenient to just give him probation for that, even though he's, again, a youth, even though he is a fucking minor, under 18. But it's certainly not, like, it's just not that wild, okay? It's just not as crazy as you want it to be. Even robbery with like a gun, if nobody is hurt, I think probation is not, while again it's lenient for a crime like that, it's just not crazy, okay? It's just not. It's fucking not.
In this judge's courtroom and what's been going on in this
Not for
area
a
of
minor.
Ohio, which is plagued by Kia Boys style thefts, which of course are done for fun, are done for entertainment, and lead to deadly consequences often enough that they should.
Yeah, and see, you say that, and then that's supposed to make it like even worse. You're saying like, oh, they're just doing it for entertainment. They're just doing it for entertainment. Like, that makes it worse. Okay, you're right. It does make it worse. For like, not because of them though. Not because of them. Because what that means is the fucking school system failed. The school system failed because it had to cut after school programs. That's why they, like, do you think they would be doing this shit for fun and for entertainment if they had sport practice to go to, if they had band to go to, if they had some after-school activity to go to? No, man.
Be a matter of
They
concern.
wouldn't.
But like in many places post the Black Lives Matter riots of 2020, this area of Ohio has decided to institute a bunch of woke criminal justice reforms. They've decided to elect people who are soft on crime even to the judiciary. So time after time, despite the fact that the crimes keep escalating, they end up getting slaps on the wrist. They end up getting treated like innocent Beba Angel Aladdins who are just stealing cars in order to feed their starving family, or as was once said, no joke, by Jessica Burbank, they're stealing cars because you need cars to go to the grocery store to buy food for their family.
Why are we seeing an increase in carjackings? I mean, we saw an increase in the price of used cars and trucks go up by 40%. That's a very high number. I think people are really struggling to afford cars, and it's really sad because you see the main contributing factor of this to be markups done by dealers of 35 and 65%.
Yeah, I mean, that's stupid and it's wrong, okay? Like I said, it's because of fucking after-school programs, bro. That's literally it. That is literally the only reason. If anything, the car thefts are only going to contribute to the price of used vehicles going up, although what she's saying here is true. It's true that that car prices are going up, used car prices are going up, and it's also true that they would go up despite the Kia Boys stealing cars. Okay, obviously, like used car prices are going up all over the country, everywhere. But anyway, she's wrong that this is why they're doing it. You know, like, look, I've seen interviews with these kids. They are doing it for fun. They are doing it for entertainment. Okay, they are. They are, by and large. Maybe some of them are like stealing a car so they can use it to like buy groceries or like go to their job or something. Maybe. But for the most part, they're just doing it for fun because they are fucking children and they are fucking bored. They are just bored and children. That is what is going on. That's it.
Raking in record profits. So as the price goes up, their profits go up as well. They're not just accounting for, an incurrence of.
And the solution to this is obviously put them in prison. Yes, what a great idea. Put children in prison, which is crime university. That's where, like, prison is where you go for crime 101, for crime classes. Yeah, let's send the children to prison so they can learn to do more crimes instead of addressing why they are committing crimes in the first place. It must be because they are evil and savage, and they must be kept in line.
Cost. They're just raising the price as a part of their regular dealership markup,
Genius.
and people are really struggling. They need cars to go get groceries, go to work, what have you.
Now that's the dumbest explanation I've ever heard to date for why kids
I don't know about
do
the
carjackings.
dumbest
If you ever find
I've
yourself
ever heard. I don't know
arguing
about
against
that.
somebody who makes that counterpoint to you, just call an ambulance because they have brain damage and they need some serious medical help. And it would be shocking if there wasn't something immediately fatally wrong with an individual who makes that point. However, in this particular case, we actually have something even more shocking because we are used to these judges making these ridiculous rulings, whether they be motivated by wokeness or white guilt or, both, if we're being perfectly honest, just never talking to the press, never owning up to their decisions, never owning up when they backfire. But in this particular case, the judge has admitted that he was wrong. His white guilt meter has finally run empty. The well is dry.
Judge Holbrook told me he screwed up when he gave Akeem Benjamin one more chance and in March sentenced him to community control. Well, today, Holbrook sent Benjamin to prison.
Look, we're going to hear a little bit later from this judge admitting that he was wrong, admitting that it was a bad idea to give this guy probation, despite the fact that he is an ongoing repeat offender. But I think it's important to hear from the suspect's mother because the suspect's mother has a completely different take than many of you are expecting.
This was Mom, Tiffany Hammond, back in 2023, begging for judges, for his own good, to punish her son for stealing cars.
I've been begging and pleading. Please arrest him, lock him up, do something that's going to make him pay for the things that he's out here doing.
Now, look, I want to give the judge some credit for eventually coming to the right conclusion, for eventually sentencing this person based on his lengthy criminal history to an appropriate prison term. But when you have the boy's mother showing up to court, begging you to hold her son accountable because she understands that if you keep giving him no consequences, he's just going to keep committing.
Yeah, no, that first of all, a judge shouldn't give a single fuck what somebody's family, what like the suspect's family is coming and saying, unless that family is like a victim, okay, of one of their crimes. That's it. Other than that, like, using family as character witnesses, I'm not even saying that character witnesses are wrong, necessarily, okay? They usually are, but that's just because a character witness, it has to be considered carefully what their biases are. Okay, and obviously there are like biases that your families, your family members are going to have about you. That's why it's stupid. That's why it's fucking stupid. Okay, yeah, if I were a judge and I had a criminal in front of, or an alleged criminal in front of me, and their mother came up to me and was like, please send my child to prison, I would be like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Actually, if anything, that would just make it more likely for me to be lenient. If anything. Like, and maybe that's why he was. Like, maybe that's why he was lenient. Because think about it. Like, this woman went into this court and was like, please send my child to prison. Like, what kind of parent would fucking do that? Probably one that, didn't do a very good job at parenting. Okay, if you're a parent and you go to your child's court hearing, and no matter what they did, no matter what they're doing, what or don't know that they're doing, and you say, please send my child to prison, I think you're a terrible parent. I think you are. I mean, keep in mind, I'm not a parent, okay? I've never had a child. I've never raised a child. So, like, what the fuck do I know? But I don't know. I just feel like if you do that, I feel like if I have a kid, I don't care what they do. I don't care if they are, if they do something terrible. Okay, I'll go on I'll go on the TV, I'll go up in that courtroom, and I'll be like, yo, they would never do that. They would never, my kid would never do that shit, okay? I would fucking lie through my teeth for my kid, dude. Like I said, that is a red flag if you, like, because she could have just said nothing. Like, she could have just been silent and waited. But instead she was like, no, I need to make sure my kid goes to fucking prison. I need to make sure that happens. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Your white guilt takes precedent over that. Your problem. You need to be removed from the bench. It's nice to see a bit of a turn from this particular judge on this particular case, but in reality, I think it's too little too late. This judge needs to go, and apparently a lot of judges in this county need to go, because we see terrible decision after terrible decision coming from the judges on the bench over here, and I've had enough of it. But again, let's hear what happened after the judge, ignored it.
It's so fucking funny to me how who are you? Who are you? Are you a lawyer? Are you a judge? Like, who the fuck are you? And he does this shit all the time. He's like, oh, look at these judges. Look at these judges making these decisions. Making these decisions that I don't like. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're not a fucking judge, man. You're not even a lawyer, I don't think. Who the fuck are you? Like, you are not one to tell these people how to do their jobs. They do their jobs the way they see fit. And it is... You are, like, way, way out of your depth saying shit like that. Just shut the fuck up, please.
To lock her son up.
A month after that interview, Benjamin was shot while trying to steal another car. Last May, he was arrested in back-to-back days in Whitehall for his role in stealing cars and ramming into an undercover detective's vehicle.
So look, the mom wanted him sentenced to a lengthy sentence for his own good.
That's
After she gave that interview to the news media, he tried to carjack somebody, ended up getting shot for his trouble, and then he was subsequently arrested in back-to-back incidents, and in one of those instances, he ended up crashing his car into an undercover detective. Obviously, this kid was a problem. Obviously, this kid was not only a danger to others, but a danger to himself, and despite the pleas from the mother, the warnings about the danger that her son was in and what she thought was for his own good, this judge still gave him a light sentence. This judge still gave him probation. This judge was like, oh my god, my white guilt heart has grown 3 times the size of normal, so what I'm gonna say is that you're an innocent Beba Angel Aladdin who is only stealing cars in order to feed your starving family.
You're so fucking cringe, dude. Just stop saying that. Stop saying
for whatever
things,
reason,
man.
A member of your starving family, your mother, who's not starving at all whatsoever, keeps telling me that I need to lock you up, but I'm not going to listen to her.
Is this like where have I heard this before? Beba Angel Aladdin. Like, this is a dog whistle. This gotta be. Twitter okay, this has got to be it. This got to be it right here. Innocent baby angel Aladdin. This is it. I see. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm getting it now. I mean, look, you can say I'm like behind on the times, okay, but like, this is one racist thing that I didn't know about. Okay, I don't remember hearing people say this shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. So like, is it? What? I don't get it. Like, what is this a reference to? Baby Angel Aladdin. Is it just because Aladdin is brown? Could that be it? Oops, did you do a racism? I don't know. I mean, obviously it's bait, if that's the case. It's just like baiting the snowflake woke-tards into being offended. But like, I don't know, man. Like, what is this a reference to? Baby Angel Aladdin. These fucking people, man, they're so fucking stinky and gross. Holy shit.
Because what would she know? I'm gonna give you probation because I think I like the cut of your jib. I think you happen to be a gentleman and a scholar whose kindness knows no bounds. Hey, why are you breaking into my car right now and driving away? What the
Hey, if you didn't catch that, by the way, this is I Am Sean 90. This is this guy, Actual Justice Warrior. I guess his name is Sean. Interesting. Yep. And this was added at him. Yeah, this seems to be like a meme within his community. So. Alright, well.
The hell is going on? You know. This was the process that the judge went through.
In March, Judge Holbrook sentenced Benjamin to community control.
And we're caught up into the game. Now, I was told by the prosecutor no one was hurt. That was important to me. If someone had been hurt, it had been a different decision.
Look, this judge is an idiot. Let's just be clear about that. He may have ultimately come to the right conclusion after he was embarrassed publicly by the media, but he's an idiot. This guy stole cars multiple times. At one point in time, he got shot for his trouble, but in another instant, the one that he was looking at, he stole a car and then crashed it into a police detective's vehicle. And the fact that nobody was hurt is a by the grace of God kind of moment, because guess what? Somebody could have easily got hurt. This idea that we have...
Well, somebody was hurt. And it was the suspect. He got fucking shot for his trouble, like you said. Okay, look, I think that that the fact that, one, nobody got hurt except for the suspect who was fucking shot was, yeah, probably, like, it not, that, like, leniency here is not that crazy. Okay, again, we're talking about a minor. We're talking about somebody under the age of 18.
We know is dangerous. Go on repeatedly, time and time again, and wait for somebody to get seriously injured or killed before we intervene is absolutely absurd. You want to know why Baltimore is experiencing lower than normal homicides? It's because they got a prosecutor over there called Ivan Bates that replaced the Black Lives Matter prosecutor Marilyn Mosby, the one who was indicted for corruption, by the way, and he actually prosecutes people who commit crimes with firearms, whether they be robberies, carjackings, whatever. He prosecutes those people, and he does this under the premise that if you commit crimes repeatedly while carrying guns, while using guns to commit said crimes, eventually that gun is likely to go off and then there will be a homicide. So he has this crazy idea as a prosecutor, again, in Democrat-controlled Baltimore, that if you prosecute the people for the gun crimes, you go after those people, then you could reduce the homicides. And guess what? Ever since he's been in office, homicides have gone down in the city of Baltimore. Spoiler alert, prosecuting crimes that are inherently dangerous or repeat criminals reduces future crimes. This guy is an absurd buffoon. He should never be a judge. He's like, well, yeah, he stole multiple cars, crashed a bunch of them, crashed into a vehicle this time, but nobody was hurt yet. Nobody was injured yet. I mean, he could have easily crashed.
The problem is that, yes, what he's saying is technically true. If you specifically target individuals who commit crimes with firearms, then, yeah, they're less likely to go on to commit homicides in the short term because they're in prison. However, while they're in prison, like I said, they are in crime university, and when they get out, they are definitely going to find a fucking gun again, and they are going to, and the process continues. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that prison isn't the solution to this. It's not even a good Band-Aid solution, because, like I said, they're going to get out of prison. They're going to get out of prison, and they're going to have more knowledge about how to commit crimes and get away with them. So the Band-Aid, the real Band-Aid solution here is more gun control. Okay, that's it. That's it. And I'm not saying that that's a perfect solution either. Really, it's like I said yesterday, we need to solve the material conditions that cause these things to happen, that cause these crimes to occur. That's it.
Into a pedestrian or killed somebody in another vehicle. That's already happened multiple times, killed himself. But as of right now, as of this moment, in the dozen or so car thefts that we know about, he hasn't killed anybody yet, so no big deal. And that's what really impacted my decision, because I'm an idiot, white guilted judge. Those are the parts of the quote that didn't make the interview, by the way.
In July, Benjamin violated that probation by being kicked out of a program.
It's time to grow up, man. Face life and realize we're a society.
And was back in front of Judge Holbrook today.
He can't get caught up in this crap he's been doing. This isn't a video game.
Despite the judge's admonishments, Benjamin did not say anything in court.
So the judge is like, man, it's time to grow up. This ain't no video game. This ain't a Game Station 5 game. And he goes on this rant that honestly is clearly falling on deaf ears, because you have this guy just expecting to get another free pass. In addition to that, I will also point out that his attorney, likely his public defender, is actually an attractive lady. And I can't say for sure that that had any impact on the judge's previous rulings, but I do believe I spotted a subtle stop stimping bumper sticker on the judge's bench that can be visible in certain lighting. Let me just punch in on that for you guys to see.
You and I talked last time when you
Hilarious joke, man.
released, and you said I have hope for him.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that work out?
didn't work out well.
An
Here-
attractive
here we are.
lady.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but the way that
His
that reporter
defendant was
asked
an
the question
attractive
to the
lady.
judge
Shut
and his
the fuck
annoyed
up.
response that the
So
reporter has
fucking
no
dumb,
respect
dude.
for him at all whatsoever had me cracking up when I first heard it. Again, it's like, hey, you said in your previous court hearings that you had a lot of hope for this young man. You called him a promising future scholar, a potential astronaut, somebody who might colonize Mars. Well, how'd that work out for you, dumbass? Like, that's the tone in the question. And the judge, clearly and obviously, not a fan of that. He's like, well, I guess it didn't work out. Thanks for making me feel like an idiot. But the thing is, you need to feel like an idiot. We need public pressure on these judges so they could be removed from office or voted out of office or some such thing it could be done in order to stop them from participating in the same exact behavior, because this needs to stop.
Holbrook explained he sees a lot of teens like Benjamin in his courtroom, and he tries to set up programming so they don't return. He was frustrated. Benjamin
dare
didn't
he?
take the last
How dare
chance
he do that?
he was offered.
Disappointed to see him come back. He tried to give him guidance. You were in the courtroom. I talked to him at that time and explained what my expectations were. And didn't seem to work.
So look, the judge finally admitted that he's wrong. He finally administered an appropriate sentence, and I am happy to hear that. I'm glad that this is the ultimate result, but he says that he's disappointed, and for me, this is like if you don't flush your toilet for days, you being disappointed that your bathroom smells like crap. It is obviously the consequences of you going soft on him, because guess what? Many a judge, many a time, has gone soft on him, and it didn't stop him from reoffending. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts. Maybe you guys out there in the audience have white guilt meters that are not quite empty yet, and you think he is an innocent baby Angel Aladdin, and you want to explain why you think this judge did a good job before this in the comments below. As per usual, if you like this video, show them by
They say comedy comes in threes, but somehow the third baby angel Aladdin was even less funny than the other two.